Today, I'm going to be showing you guys this 7'1" stretch big that gets a 96 pass accuracy in NBA 2K24. And I'm actually going to be showing you guys two versions of this build today. One that is a minimum wingspan stretch big, and another one that is a max wingspan more all-around build. Now, if you guys don't know, there was a huge update to NBA 2K24 within the past few days that had a lot of gameplay changes within it. Because of that, I wanted to take this build to the rec after they did the update, but I could not do that because of one specific reason that I'm going to show you guys right now. Check this out. Let's say you're in the rec center and you're playing against a team. If the whole team quicks out and they forfeit the match, your badge progression is going to reset. So on the build I'm currently using, I'm on a 7'1" stretch that gets Hall of Fame break starter as well as Hall of Fame catch and shoot. Now I'm mentioning that because as you're going to see after we quit out of this game and go check our badges, you will see that pretty much all of my badges just reset back to bronze. So we're going to go to this badges section right here and look at this. Everything has dropped down to bronze for the most part. There are a couple of badges for some reason that have stayed on silver or gold, but for a majority of my badges, they instantly either regress to their floor setter or they regressed all the way back to bronze after one single game. Now, obviously, this is a glitch, and I hope that 2K sees this as soon as possible and they get a hotfix out very quickly, because this is going to be a very frustrating issue for anybody that's going to be playing the rec right now. Now, with all of that out of the way, let me show you guys how to make this first version of the build. This is a 7'1" center with a 7'1" wingspan that weighs 245 pounds, which is enough to get 92 defensive rebound. Now, starting off with the finishing, we're only going to have a 71 close shot, 60 driving dunk, 65 standing dunk, and an 85 post control, which will get us post fade feed. I'm on Hall of Fame. Now, let me explain the build before you guys start saying stuff in the comments about the driving dunk and the standing dunk. Listen to me. When I'm making a build that I really like using to play with rec randoms, I don't upgrade my finishing a whole lot. I make sure I upgrade my playmaking, my defense, and my shooting, because if you're playing with rec randoms on this build, there's not going to be a whole lot of times where you can get to the rack and get easy dunks because spacing is going to be really bad. Sometimes you're going to be playing with one, if not multiple inside players that cannot score on the perimeter. So I do not think in most situations it is good to upgrade your finishing on a build if you're not playing with people that you know. Moving on to the shooting, we're going to get a 93 mid-range shot on this build, which is going to get you catch and shoot on Hall of Fame, blinders and deadeye both on gold, open looks on Hall of Fame, guard up on Hall of Fame. You're just going to get a crazy amount of shooting badges on Hall of Fame with upgrading your mid-range that high. And one thing that I really do like to point out is that with the contest system in this game, I think stretch bigs that can really shoot the ball well are going to be super valuable as we keep on going throughout the rest of this year. Now let's take a look at some of the shooting highlights on this build. And listen, man, we might be 7'1", but we can still get ankle breakers on this build. Listen, you're gonna need takeover to get those ankle breakers, but you can still get them for sure. Now take a look at this right here, man. Getting the ball, we're just shooting straight over him, bro, and that's gonna be an open. Why is that an open? I don't know. Now take a look at this right here, bro. We're getting the ball, 2 seconds left. We're just throwing the Hail Mary and the shot goes in. It was from 80 feet out, bro. Now, as you guys can see, obviously all of this gameplay was from prior to the update that came out, but I promise you guys this build plays just as good after the update. I just obviously could not get any gameplay because the moment I tried to get some, my build got completely reset because the team forfeited. So I just lost all my offensive badges on my build. So I really can only use this gameplay for you guys. But as you can see, again, the build is solid. You're going to be a knockdown shooter. That Hall of Fame catch and shoot is so clutch on this build. And again, the final clip right here, we're just knocked down in the catch and shoot. Now listen, I can't show you guys all of those shooting highlights. I can't show you how well you shoot on this build. I can't show you the jumper, but I'm actually giving you the jumper. You feel what I'm saying? So the base is going to be Eric Pascal, and then the releases are both going to be Jaren Jackson Jr. The blending is 50-50, and it's going to be max speed. This is the fastest jumper for stretch bigs on NBA 2K24. This was tested by me. This was tested by 2K Labs. If you want the fastest jumper for bigs, this is the one you need right here. Now moving on to the playmaking, and this is where things get interesting. You're going to get a 96 pass accuracy on this build, which is going to get you Hall of Fame break starter, touch passer, relay passer, dimer, post playmaker. You are going to be absolutely insane when it comes to passing the ball up the court in transition or in the half court set, and you get a 40 speed with ball, which will also get you the normal dribble style. Now listen, man, I need you guys to see these playmaking highlights. Look at how fast this ball zips up the court every single time in the fast break. Look at this right here. It just zooms, okay? Now, one really important tip that I want to give you guys. Now, take a look at the right here. Look at the badge activation. Not only does break starter on Hall of Fame activate on fast break, so does touch pass, because the definition of the touch pass of the badge is that the moment you pass after you touch it, that badge will activate, which includes when you grab a rebound. As soon as you touch it, as soon as you throw the break, the touch passer will activate with the break starter, which will make your breaks even faster. And you guys can clearly see that with the velocity velocity of these passes going up the court. I am literally a 7'1" Patrick Mahomes launching fastballs up the court. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, obviously this is going to be the best feature of this build, and this is going to help make rep grinding even easier. There is no better way to score, get assists, and win games and get a great teammate grade than throwing the breaks like this and getting transition buckets every single time. Usually when I'm playing on this build, I don't score a whole lot because we end up just scoring so much in transition. There will be times where I literally have 20 rebounds, 20 assists each and every single game. You can only imagine how many my points and how much rep you can gain from doing that. Now I know there's going to be people in the comments saying, oh well, I only play with rec randoms, they don't shoot that well, so why would I put so much pass accuracy on my build, blah 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 blah. Now listen to me, okay? Let's say you make this build, you have the Hoffdimer, you have the Hoff post playmaker, right? You're gonna get them open looks, easy open looks, and have a boost to their make percentage, and they can't hit. I hate to break it to you, no matter what build you were on, they're still not hitting their shots, and you're probably not winning that game. I don't care how many points you score, they're going to eventually start doubling and tripling you, and you're going to have to pass to your teammates, and they have to be able to hit open shots. And if they can't do that, you're at a loss either way. So it doesn't matter whether you max out your pass accuracy or not, but me personally, I like being able to have that Hoffdimer, Hoff post playmaker to help them hit those shots. And at the end of the day, if they can't hit them, it is what it is, but you know you gave them the best opportunity to hit them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty much it for the playmaking. But now let's take a look at this last clip right here. We get the steal, and again, you could just throw steamers with this build. It's just absolutely insane. But now let's take a look at the defense. All right, so now moving on to the defense, you're going to get an 82 interior defense, which will get you post move lockdown on silver, as well as workhorse on gold, an 87 block, which will get you anchor on silver, a 92 defensive rebound to get you that gold rebound chaser, and then a 74 offensive rebound to help you get some O boards. But now let's take a look at some of these defensive highlights, man. 7'1" poppers, even with a minimum wingspan, can still play some really good D, get some great blocks, get some chase down blocks. Listen, obviously it's not going to be as great as a max wingspan center, but don't think you're going to be a defensive liability on this build, because at the end of the day, you still have a high interior, you still have a high block rating, and you're going to be able to defend the paint very well on this build, as you guys are seeing pretty much throughout all of these highlights right here. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it for the defense. So now let's take a look at this build fully maxed out. All right, so now here is the first build fully maxed out. You can now see the physicals. You're gonna get a 61 speed, 84 strength to get you that gold box out beast, a 75 vertical, and a 95 stamina on this build. And again, pretty much the only weakness of this build is the finishing. It's not even that bad. You can still drive to the rim with a 60 driving dunk. It's really only the standing dunk, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but that's why we made build number 2. Let's take a look at this one right now. Now here is build number 2, which is a more well-rounded version of this build. It is a max wingspan stretch big that actually gets a 90 strength instead of the 84, with a 93 defensive rebound, so you can actually get the Hall of Fame box out beast on this build. Also have a maxed midi and a maxed three-pointer. You can get post fade feed 'em on gold with this build still, an 83 standing dunk, which is going to get you fast twitch on silver, as well as rise up on silver, which are very nice badges to have, especially with standing dunks, especially with the standing meter dunks. I don't know if you guys have seen how good those are, but they're actually kind of crazy. This is just a more well-rounded version of the build that I showed you guys previously. The other version was pretty much just more of like a pure stretch big, but this is definitely more of a balanced big man that I highly recommend that you guys can use in the rec center. So now the build is complete. You're going to come out of the My Player Builder and get the player comparisons of Alperen Şengün, Nikola Vucevic, and Arvydas Sabonis, and you're going to get the build name on this build, Diming Mid-Range Threat, and on the other build you'll get Diming 3-level threat. But that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this build, and yeah, that's it, man. I'm out. Peace.